Before we close our session today, we'll discuss on linear framework to RE framework and then about arguments as well.
Okay.
Okay. So others, please go ahead with your questions. Sachin?
Yeah, Vajran.
Yep, Sachin, tell me what is the status of your project?
I am just started now. I need to complete that one.
Okay.
Just I created the this buttons now. I need to correct some, so I will complete by today.
Okay. Sudha?
Yeah, hi Vajran, good morning.
Hi, Sudha.
Mm,
Tell me.
yeah, I'm still doing. I'm a little bit confused for using the login sequence in the initialization app. Do
Okay.
we need to use that get credential app in the login sequence, and we need to use that login sequence in initialization state?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah. They didn't set that flow in the PDF file, right? So I'm a little bit confused.
But I have provided you the file in the
Yeah.
team channel.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Use it.
Use it. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm still in the doing.
Okay, fine. I'll just complete it.
Yes.
Karthik?
Sure.
Hi, Vajra.
Hello.
So the project is in the initial phase. Yesterday I was busy doing resume and doing this academy course. So today I will try to finish it.
Okay. Next one.
And one question, Vajran.
Yes, please tell
And
me.
in the login page, we need to throw an exception while entering the values, right? Like the email and a password, right?
If that is wrong, then we need to throw a exception.
Okay. Okay. And okay, I will try. I will try and I will check.
Yeah, yeah. You need
Yes.
to definitely go ahead and try.
Yeah, actually, I've given a throw. I've used the throw exception. Like
Okay.
in if block, I gave a if block in that statement, if else statement. In else statement, I've given a throw. I kept the throw activity so that it will show a business rule exception if the login activity is not working.
Okay.
So it is not showing any error in that.
You need to try. You need to use try clash block instead of if and else.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Try catcher.
Try catch block,
Okay.
not if else.
Okay. I will try.
Okay.
Okay. Who has joined just now? Rakesh.
Yes, Vajra.
So, what is the status, Rakesh, of your project?
Yeah, I've started doing that, and I have completed the login of the Acme and Shawan.
Okay.
This much I have done it, and it is running quite well.
Can you show me the demo, please? Rakesh, let's go with the demo. You can share your screen and you can go with the demo.
Okay, okay. But I think I'm not able to share the screen.
Meeting apex from which?
Vajra, I do not have option to share the screen.
Okay. I am making you as presenter. Why are you not joining in with your credentials? Did you have the access now?
Yes.
Hey Arjun, are you getting my voice?
Yeah, I'm getting your voice still. Just make sure your academy credentials or email ID is same as the one that you are using for Acme. Else you will not get the certificate completed.
Are you able to get my voice now?
Yes, we are able to hear your
Okay.
voice, Rakesh.
Sorry. I had some issues with my mic.
Yeah. Rakesh Tiwari is trying to complete some things. So the login is completed. Waiting for why
Okay.
the H1 exist is failed.
Just a second.
Element exist went into false. Check it later. Okay. So the reason might be element exist. Keep on open element exist. Okay. Open that. See, there is no validation done. Repair dashboard. Done. Okay. See, now it's checking with page header alone with dashboard. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the issue.
But is there any chance, like, sometimes the selectors are changing actually from system to system, or sometimes corrupting actually?
So selectors will be same um, for different machines because that's a website. The problem you will face is with the dynamic selectors. For example, when they are making an Ajax call, the complete UI might be same, but if you see, just check with the example of Amazon page. When you search for something, the UI will be same, but the items that will be loaded will be different. Okay, so there you cannot work on this activity like you cannot work on get text or click activity. There you need to use data scraping. Okay. And moreover, in this project, we'll have data scraping as well. So complete this project, you will get to know what is data scraping and all.
Sure. The thing is one more, like how important, like this certification now, no, as same as the paid one, this advanced one.
So if you ask me, the paid one will not have any coding practice or coding test.
Mm-hmm.
This one will have a coding test. Like this project, if you complete these two projects, only then the certification will be provided for you. See, the thing is, everyone will try to copy or get the files from GitHub and they can complete the code, but that's not the agenda of our training, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So, whatever things that you are facing now, these are the things that you will face in regular projects.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
And I don't want to create some extra new project for everyone. Uh,
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
the reason is you already have all the documentation available. You can relate it much more easier way
Yeah.
rather than taking all together a new project, and you will also struggle in understanding of how the PDDs and STDs are available without any specific format.
Correct, sir.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. So let's go with Nagarjuna,
Yeah, Vajrang.
tell me, Nagarjuna, what's the status of your project?
No, Vajrang. Today I will start the project.
Okay, but
Yesterday I'm not starting.
tomorrow is the last day because we are having um, a deployment day as well as the testing day as well. So whatever project you do, others need to take the project and they need to test it.
Okay, Vajrang. I will complete it today, maybe.
Yeah. So don't expect our project or this project training to be like a training session where I will be giving you a complete a 1 hour session, then you will do it. That will not happen. This is like a scrum call that we will be doing for the next 1 2 weeks. So what happens normally in a scrum call is everyone will give in their own inputs. Okay, everyone will give their own activities and what are the backlog items. Everything will be intimated during the scrum call, and if there are any issues like the project manager or the scrum master will try to rectify them. So the normal issues that we will face in the projects are infrastructure issues and firewall issues and all. As a scrum master, I need to provide you, if I'm a scrum master in a project, I need to provide you the proper authentications. I need to provide you all the issues that you're facing. I need to rectify them normally. Okay. In this training also, we are doing the same thing. Whatever you're doing, as a Scrum Master, I'm trying to help you in a technical way, not in a infrastructure perspective or anything. Got it? Sachin, you are saying something?
No.
Okay. So I ask everyone or anyone left? Niranjan?
Yeah, it's in progress, Vajrang. So only
Can
1
you
hour
please
I spent.
can you please show
And
me the status or whatever you have developed so far?
yeah,
It's
like
fine, even if it is for a
I was
guideline.
just going through the documents. I was understanding the document and
Did you
not
start
it,
did you start with the
no,
code or not?
not it.
Okay,
Today,
complete it, don't delay it, make sure you complete it. See, everything that you are leaving now is a backlog, so the more the backlog, the problem, the more problems you'll face. Okay, where is Kushal? We don't have Kushal. Okay, let's go with Ullas.
Roy.
Yeah, right, tell me.
So I have a question. When we read assets, right,
Mhm.
how will we differentiate between a password and the regular asset?
So the password will be available or that credentials will be available in settings page.
So what are we going to save in assets? Only password means on the config file perspective.
Okay, see, let's assume that this ACMP system 1 URL will be changed in future.
Mhm.
Okay, now if I give if they give the URL static as a static string inside the program, now all of a sudden if the web page changes or the URL only changes, um, the package will be there in orchestrator. It will be in execution mode, right? Now, normally a project to be deployed, it requires development, testing, and deployment, right? So for
Bachang,
this one,
sorry for interrupting. So
uh-huh,
my question here is, when we go to the assets tab,
uh-huh.
so we normally define the asset that is saved in the orchestrator.
Okay. Do one thing, Rakesh, please share your screen with assets.
Config assets.
Not Rakesh Kumar, Rakesh Roy.
Roy,
Roy.
yeah,
Okay.
you please message it.
Yes, so you updated ACME credentials, right? That should not be available in the credentials. See, the difference between assets and credentials is assets can be written like, okay, go to RE framework once in the initialization state, initialization, stop it. Okay, so why do we have get credential activity here?
To get the credential from the orchestrator.
But I don't think we will have this here. I'm sure of it. So did you add this particular item like get credential, get app credentials?
Yes, yes.
So this should be there in init all applications, not init all settings.
Okay. Okay, I'll change it. Now, my question is, so in this tab, right?
Okay.
We are having asset. Should we have a credentials tab or separately?
So normally, see in a regular projects, what will happen is we kind of customize this particular item and we will customize the code as well. For example, assets, if you go back to asset, I just want to make sure you understand this. See, get credential is something that you have written,
Yes.
but what was initially available here is get asset activity.
Yes. This way.
Get asset from orchestrator. It's not get credential. So the difference between get asset and get credential is if you go to orchestrator and try to create an asset. This session is getting recorded, guys. So please be attentive, though it's getting recorded.
1 minute.
I lost your screen share.
Yeah.
Okay, go into assets. So if it is kind of changed now, but if you want to add assets in a specific folder, you can do that, and you can give the folder name in
Yes,
the
like
default shared whatever the folder is. If you don't give anything, it will pick up from shared folder, default folder, or
but in
wherever
this scenario,
the project is uploaded in that folder, it will be taking. For example,
yeah,
we have default, right? If we deploy the project in shared folder, then it will pick the assets from shared folder.
yeah.
Okay.
So for
Now,
example, I'm adding a new asset. Okay.
yes. Okay. Okay. See here, leave about the name. Check with the type once. So there are, okay, this is an important interview question for freshers as well as for 1 or 2 experience per years experience per. How many types of assets do we have? Okay, so text can accept any text value. If you change that to Boolean, please. If you change that to Boolean, it will be changed to radio buttons with true or false. Now change that to integer. So it will allow only integers. If you type in ABC there, ABC, it's not accepting, right?
Yeah, I am not able to type it all.
Yeah. So it is accepting only integers. So if you go to credentials, so it's checking with 2 values, username and password. Now understand, go back to your UiPath once and drag and drop get asset activity.
Yeah, it is here.
That's a sequence. Understand the difference between activity and a sequence.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if you open this one, see this is app credential. This is separate file. I'm asking you to get asset. Okay. So when you are using get asset, you will be sending in the asset name, and how many output values will you get?
In this scenario, only one.
Only one. If you add get credential activity, can you click on get credential activity at the bottom? Yes. So how many output values do we have?
2.
2. Now take this into scenario. Here, why don't we have get credential activity in assets is if you add asset here, okay, if you add get credential activity, and if you try to call the value using get asset, okay, give me the access, please. I think you can give me the access, can't you?
But you're able to see my screen, but I don't see the.
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen, but you
But
are
I
in
don't see the
different
drop
color.
down.
Yeah, I can attend the.
So I will reshare once. Yeah, I'm getting now.
Okay, so did you give me the access?
Yeah, gave control.
Give control. Okay, leave it. Now, see here, get credential activity will accept the name, but it will give you 2 outputs.
Yes.
But if you use get
Password.
asset activity, it will take an input and it will give 1 value. Okay. Now, when you use get credential activity here, it will throw an error because it's not what it is intended to use. Get credential activity is used to get asset credential, only that activity or that value, or in that condition only we need to use get credential. But normally how many credentials will we have for a process?
In this scenario, only one.
If there is an application, there will be one. If there are 2 applications, there will be 2, not more than that, right?
Yes.
So, but assets, we will have more than 20 to 30 assets in a normal project for sure.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the reason whenever we want credentials, we will just invoke get credential activity and we will pull in the name only.
Okay. Got it. Now I have another question. Like, so we have another another asset like temp or something. So now, when let us consider, I'll just delete this guy.
Yeah, you can delete that.
Okay.
So here, asset name you can keep row of name, and the value will be the value. Okay. Continue with your question. What's the question?
Yeah. So now I'm getting the asset right. So I have 2 assets defined.
Okay.
So this will try to get both the assets.
So it will loop in first.
Yes.
The first one will be the name, ACME
Yes.
cred. But row of ACME cred will give you ACME UiPath.
Okay, this is the key, this is the value. Okay.
Correct. Now this
Good.
value should be available in UiPath orchestrator. ACME UiPath value, or that's the key from asset in the orchestrator.
Yeah, but will it check during orchestrated during when get asset is triggered? Will it check
So
in our?
get asset will get the values only from orchestrator.
Okay, so when it executes this, this value will by default, by the initial run itself, it will be getting from the orchestrator.
Correct.
Okay, now for example, temp is a temporary integer value, which I am defining here.
Okay.
Okay, there's a text, yeah, some integer value, or I'll just give some 20 or something. Now I have 2 assets. One is integer value and credential. In this scenario, when I want to get credential, how will I get credential of exactly if I run
That's
get
what I'm
credential?
saying. Credential you will not get everywhere. That's a secure credential. So credential should be used only at a place where you are typing in username and password. the scope should also be limited to only that sequence.
Yeah.
If you go into
Yeah.
login once, go into your ACME login if you already created it. ACME login.
So even logging in the application can be under init all settings, right?
So init all settings will execute only once. Okay, but init all applications can be executed every time there is a system exception.
Okay.
Just try to understand the difference. Can you go to the top once? No. Just scroll up. Open that and scroll up. Open initialization. Okay. See here. What is it checking in the if condition? If config is nothing. When you have config as nothing, only at the first stage or the first run. When it runs again, or when it comes to initialization, now we will already have data in config, right? It's not empty.
Yeah.
Because it picked up the values already from Excel config sheet.
Yeah.
Okay, but at that point of time, we need to restart all the applications because they are still in the process due to exception. So the init all applications will be outside of this particular if condition. If you just minimize this condition, minimize it. At the right side, there is an up arrow, right? Yeah. It will be there outside the flow.
Okay, next time when this runs, this if condition will not execute. That's what you're trying to say,
That
right?
if condition will not execute because the settings are already loaded. Only this value will be executing.
Okay. Okay. Now the main question, which this is just confused, right? So now in get transaction data, I'm going to get the credential, right?
No, you're not going to get credential in get transaction data. You will get credential only in open this one, open init all applications. Open. Here you have, what do you have? In config of URL, this one you have. Okay, this open browser, everything should be there inside a workflow, separate workflow. It should not be placed here.
Yeah, so that it can be reused. Got it.
Okay, and that get credential activity, whatever you're saying, it should be called before this in username. Type into username.
Okay. Okay. One sec. So now in this scenario, let us say I'm giving get credential, secure credential. So target, what is the target
See,
here?
get secure credential is different from get credential. Get
Okay.
secure credential is from your local machine.
The Windows credentials,
Yes,
manager,
Windows
right?
credential. This is from your asset orchestrator. So the asset name will be the same as your row name. So if you go back to our config, the assets, we are not going to add credentials, right? It should be there in the settings page. Go to settings. Here you are going to add ACME credentials.
Okay. So should I hard code the name here?
So it will be okay. Here, what you can do is go to arguments. Okay, there you need to write in config in username, right? Here you are not going to get in config and in username. Okay, if you are going to get it, what you need to do is, can you go to our workflow where we are in Teams? I have given you a solution document, right? Open that once. See, follow everything that I am giving you. Those are very important. Okay, calculate sign client security hash. Open the first one. Okay, open the walkthrough. Okay. Now what you can do is check with the login. Where do we have login? Okay. See, where did it call init all applications? Can you go to the top? Login. Can you go to the top? Okay. See, we are checking with. Okay. See here. What is it taking as in argument?
System on credential.
Okay.
This is
So
the
yeah. So in
value in the
system
form.
on credential will be the name row of name.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
System on
Yeah, system on credential, you need to add it. And see, the file that I have given, it has everything. Don't, even if you know how to code, don't code it on your own.
Got it. Okay. My main question is we are hard coding the system on credential, right? That's the main concern I had. So
Yeah.
so
Now,
if
system
this
on
guy changes
credential
that,
will be the name, ACME credential will be the value, and we are going to have the same name in the orchestrator asset.
yeah, ACMA underscore credential.
Correct.
So this value can change, right? That's the main thing I was thinking about.
This
That
value
means
will
if
not change. See, system on credential will not change. The key will
means
still remain the same.
yeah, my was thinking right. Like in the we have to get the credential using for loop.
No, that's not the correct way how to do it.
Yeah, because for loop will retrieve all the values right from the
Correct.
data table. That's why I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah. So that's wrong. That's the wrong idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I solve your questions or
Yes.
okay? Done. So
Thanks.
others, please. I think we are up by 30 minutes, and please go ahead and continue with your questions. See, these are very important questions that you need to definitely ask. Even if you are having any simple question, go ahead and ask it. Okay, Surabhi Uma, what is the status?
Not yet started, Vajrang. I'll start today.
Okay, Uma, you are already experienced person, so you should be able to do it faster. So please complete it within a day.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Shankar, did it take an update from you?
Yes, Vajrang, you've taken already initially, so I'll try to do it short today, and as soon as possible, due to some other office constraints here, unavoidable office.
See, I cannot extend any one of you further because uh, again, this is one-time training that I'm giving you. I'm not doing a continuous training sessions. So please don't expect that there will be one more training session and you can extend it further. Okay. It's a
Yes,
humble request and sincere
yeah,
suggestion.
understand. Yes, I'll try to complete. Yeah.
Okay. And let's go with the document. I think I've sent you a document right today. Um, let's just pick that up. Okay. So, and I see a really great conversations within the Teams channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you who is trying to utilize this at the most. So please continue to do that. Okay. So can anyone send me today's document that I have sent in this meeting, please? All I need is that transition document that I have sent you, right? RE framework to linear process or something. I want that to be available here.
Yeah.
Please send it.
Vajrang, I don't see the document.
I've sent it in WhatsApp, I guess. You can also update. It's better if you can update in here as well. So go to files and update it in here. Okay, you can use client security hash or anything. That should be
Yeah,
fine.
Bajrang, I have uploaded the linear document
Where did you update it?
in files.
Okay. So did you update it in the
Chat.
meeting
Go to
chat?
chat.
Okay, chat. Got it. So let's open the file. Open, download. See, next 15 minutes we are going to discuss about this particular document. I like this document, though I didn't prepare it. And this will help you understand in detail about RE framework, and it will also answer a few of your questions. Okay, the file is downloaded. Files, downloads, yeah. Okay, so this is the file. Let me just have it in a full screen. Can you see the screen? Okay.
Yes, Bajrang.
Okay, so RE framework for linear process. So what is the difference between linear process and an RE framework process? You will be silent, then I will also be silent for sure.
Yeah. Hello.
Someone is trying to say something?
Yeah, it's Manju here. Is it audible?
Manju,
Yeah.
your voice is very feeble. If you can speak a bit louder, that will
Yeah, is
help
it
us.
fine now?
Yes, Manju, please go ahead.
Yeah, in linear process, the data will be fetched once and it will be fetched processed only once. But in RE framework, it will be done in a iterative manner. Like the data will be like one data will be fetched at a time, then it will be processed, then it will go back to the next item. So it will continue like that till the last item.
Great answer, Manju. I want one more answer from other person with a different perspective, if possible.
Linear process is for its basic and simple projects, and it is a sequential process.
Okay.
Whereas RE framework is for iterative transactional based process,
Okay.
whereas used for more complex projects.
That's a partially correct answer, I would say, because when you say about linear process, we are trying to convert linear process as an RE framework process as a linear process. Let me just give you an example. See, in create a linear process without RE framework, this is just a screenshot, so try to understand. Okay, so what here the screenshot represents is we are opening a browser, attaching a browser ACME, and once we have the browser, then we will extract some data, and then for each loop, we are going to check with the value and write it into Excel. Okay, simple process, right? All they are doing is everything is in one sequence, and in this one sequence what they are trying to do, fetching the value and updating it to an Excel. That's it, nothing else. So what are the things that are missing here? So if there is any exception that is available or that will come in place while we are executing this, how are we going to handle this? Is there any try catch that's available? No, right? There is
No.
no try catch, there are no exceptions, nothing. Okay, there is no way how we can handle. Separate system and business exceptions are not possible. Now, we in the first class we discussed about business rule exception and system exception separately, if you remember. Okay, so in this process, where can we mention system exception and business rule exception? No option. The third one, flexibility in updating assets and settings. So is there any way where we can update assets here? How much code do we need to write? If you keep, let's assume you have already seen RE framework. Now, if you keep every code in RE framework in a single file, will it be easy to understand?
No.
And it will also be a very big file, right? Like the complete process will be very lengthy process. Okay, so that's one drawback. There is one more, failure or success notification. So here in this process, if there is a failure, we will get notification either in RE framework if we have by default. Okay, there are by default logs available, because if you see in initialization, there are predefined logs. Okay, you will get to know what is the transaction item you are processing without any making any further changes. Okay, retry. How many okay, by default, how many times are we going to retry any workflow or any file or any process?
In RE
One
framework,
time.
you are asking?
Yes, RE framework.
Maybe
Uh,
three
if
times.
it is not a queue, we have to like define how many times we want to retry.
And where do we need
Uh,
to define that?
a
In the
config file.
config file.
Config file, which sheet?
Constant page, constant sheet.
Constant
Yeah.
sheets. The
Yes.
maximum
So in
retry.
constant sheet, there is a key called retry, and in that
Yes.
retry, max retry. And in that max retry, we need to update that in how many times do we need to restart if it is not a orchestrator queue. But if it is an orchestrator queue, then we can directly define it in the orchestrator queues itself.
Yes.
So what is the another queue we are be talking about? Because I know that only orchestrated queue and
Yeah, without orchestrator queue, if you are using this data table to iterate a process,
okay,
for
I got
this
it. Yeah,
workflow, we are not using the queues, right? Now, client security hash.
yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got
Now,
it.
if there is system exception, then if you want to retry, if you have the retry as 3 mentioned in the asset, sorry, mentioned in the constant, see, we are making few changes in the settings files or config files, but the complete process will be changed or the complete approach will be changed altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the benefit. Now, when we are converting this into linear process, see, this is what we will have. Initialize once if there is an error with initialization, end the process. But if the initialization is successful, process this transaction. Only one transaction we'll have, we'll process it. And whatever the condition is, even if it is system exception, business rule exception, or success, everything should be moved to end process state. There will be 3 questions on this particular topic. How will you convert a RE framework into a linear process? That's the question. Okay, so check with that. So now what are the benefits? Now we have a separate configuration file without a code. Every time we can start, we have a common kill process environment. Clean process will be available. Open and close applications are closing gracefully. So whenever there is system exception, we are trying to close the application. We are not leaving the system in state as is. Business logic is available, modularized. Each and every file will be modularized. Rakesh, Roy showed me today that he already added all the init or login in sequence in the init all applications. Normally that's wrong, because login sequence should be separately available only in the ACME or system or underscore login file. When we are going with the code review, this will be a bug. Okay, logging failure, success notification, and retry are by default available. So yesterday someone Niranjan asked this question, right? So Niranjan, were you able to understand about this now, about RE framework and why are we using RE framework? Did you watch
Yeah,
the video first thing?
yeah, I watched it.
Okay, now you explain us what you understood about RE framework.
See, the RE framework basically it's a pre-built template,
Correct. Okay.
and it has all the it's a basically a structure where we
Mm,
can utilize in for any process.
okay.
So it has all the initialization phase, get the data process, get the data, transaction data, then process data. So all these kind of different activities. So it provides a kind of a structured way of
Mhm.
coding.
Okay.
So this is what I
Okay.
understood. Like,
Great. Now I want all the others as well to join this conversation and to tell me what are the uses that you felt while using RE framework, or what is the easiest thing that you felt that while using RE framework.
Hello, Vajram Ullas here.
Yeah, Ullas, tell me.
We can uh, handle the errors more effectively in RE framework.
Okay.
Mm, and
See, I would also add one more point. The code structure is modularized, if you ask me. There is separate structuring for initialization. There is separate structure or separate block of code, and for processing, separate block of code, and for ending the process, we are having separate block of code. So, if we let's assume that I'm writing a project, I'm creating a project. Now, if you are a developer, where will you check with the login file? Are you going to check in the process or get transaction data or init all applications? Where will check it?
Init all application.
Init all applications. Great. So how did you get to know that? Because the standard that we are following, because of the standard that we are following. Okay. So that's the reason when we are having a proper structure or proper framework, even companies are asking that you should know RA framework. The reason is they already have the code that's built on this. They cannot train you with RA framework if you go into the project. So they are expecting you to have knowledge on it so that you can directly work on the things. Got it?
Yeah, but is there any way that no code can be developed, because you say that the modularity, right? The init application can be called in your linear application, right? You can build a new code and whatever you have in the RE framework, and you can call it in one by one, right? You can build your own template, and you can call
Okay.
wherever. So that
Shankar,
way can
that's
be
an
done.
awesome point. We have 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and build it. Okay, please share your screen.
I am calling outside of VB because that's how we do for other place.
Okay, so what I want is pick someone from the team and you guide on what to do. Others will they will follow. Whom do you want to pick?
Anyone can help. Everyone can help me.
Okay, who's ready to help then? See, this is what will happen in team meetings. Everyone will be silent. They don't want to have pressure on their work. Come on. Don't worry. This is not any exam or anything. This is just a discussion. Even if you go wrong, that's fine. Acceptable. Go ahead. Pick one member. Shankar, pick one member. That's fine. Check in the Teams channel and pick one member.
I'm not sure who is free now. Yeah, but you can like, so this is probably is there any way that can be done? So that's where I
No,
can.
that's what I'm saying. Pick one. So who? Check in the chat and who's next to you? Next to you in the chat.
Next to me, yes, right.
Yeah, Shankar, tell me. I can share my screen.
Okay, great. See,
Yeah.
Dhruvesh is ready.
Thank you.
That's what. You just need to pick a name. That's it.
Yeah, thank you, Dhruvesh.
Yeah.
So do you want to share my screen or like Dhruvesh will share?
Dhruvesh will share
Yeah, I'll share my screen. You
Yeah,
guide me.
please.
because you don't have the access right now. Yes. So Dhruvesh has a nice background for his desktop. That's great, Dhruvesh.
Thanks.
So,
Yeah.
Shankar, what do you want to do? First, tell me that.
Shankar, are you there?
Yeah, he's on mute. Shankar, please unmute and talk. You should be the
Yeah, very sorry. Yeah, I think we have RE framework, the template, right? And you have init application, and we have get transactions, and we have a process transaction, end and closing, right? So those applications will be used, will be available somewhere in our UiPath, right? Those can be, like, if you open the RE framework.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I create a RE framework project?
Yeah, can you open that one? Yeah, new project. Yeah.
Okay.
Give the name of Shankar UiPath.
No, maybe that is out of like
No.
silly
See,
question. Yeah, yeah.
that's fine, Shankar. Whatever you're discussing as a part of team. That's welcomed.
Yeah,
I'm not
probably it
saying.
may commit in like interview, or maybe they might ask,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Okay. Let's see what Shankar has an idea for. Okay, we have that.
So I think, if you go to the main, that there is a doc, like a framework, right? We have framework, different applications, right?
Framework folder.
Framework folder. If you go to the, we have different framework.
On the left side, there is framework folder. Open that
Yeah.
framework folder.
So we have all these XAMLs, right? So wherever when we are using our own process, these can be used, right? This can be called independently, right? Instead of this RE framework, whether this can be used in.
Definitely. Whatever you said is correct. So what Shankar is trying to say is, so let's go with new file creation. Can you click on new file sequence? Okay. Just make it as custom CUSTOM. Okay. What Shankar is mentioning is, see, we already have this pre-built code, but I don't want to use RE framework.
Okay.
But I want to take few files from this RE framework and I want to utilize this. Okay, click on create. So all he's saying is, okay, I will create a separate project. In that, I will not have anything except main. But what I will do, I will copy this complete framework folder and I will place in my own project and I will call these values. For example, can you drag and drop init all applications? Settings, init all applications, whatever it is. So what will happen? We already have the code that's pre-built. So we will use that existing code and we will create our own custom code. That's what you're telling, right, Shankar?
Exactly. Yeah.
So the problem that will happen is, see, whatever you're trying to build now, only you know what is the logic behind building this.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but if someone takes over with this project, how they will be able to understand what is the exact scenario, why are you using this when you already have everything in RE framework?
Yes, correct. When we have a rule book, we'll go with the rule book. Okay, but is there any chance that can be done? I think the answer is, I think yes, it can be done, right? Yeah.
Of course, it can be done. I don't say it cannot be done, but you should also see
Correct.
if
Yeah.
the project management and the best practices accepts this or not.
Correct. No, best accept is the RE framework. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I
That's
think
great.
if you develop the project in your manner, then it will be difficult to fix the defect or bugs to other person. You can fix the defect in your code, but other your team member cannot. It will be very difficult for them to fix the
Correct. But
defect
no,
and find the
not all.
defect.
Yes, but can we use only kill process, because I'm using without RE
Of course,
framework
of
some
course.
project.
Yeah.
Kill process can be
You can
used.
use kill process. Yes, you can just drag and drop kill
Okay.
process and you can use it.
And
And
then,
moreover, there is nothing in kill process. If you just open the kill process, just double click on kill process. There is nothing in kill process. Anyhow, you need to write your custom code for sure.
yeah, I think we need closing the application has to be written. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So whatever it is, you need to write your own application. The only place where we have code specifically is get transaction data, where you are getting the transaction data, init all settings, where we are getting the values from config, and retry transaction, where we are checking with retrying mechanism, set transaction status, where you are setting up the transaction status in the orchestrator queue, and take a screenshot. So take a screenshot, will take a screenshot directly and it will store in one particular folder.
Yes.
Okay, but you will not have code in kill all process
Yeah.
or close all applications. Got it?
I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. That's great conversation, man. Thank you for bringing up. So we have 10 more minutes. I'm having this floor open to everyone. So please come up with your queries and your team members will try to solve them for next 5-10 minutes. Don't be silent, please.
So instead of sequence, we can also use flowchart in this, right, Vishnu?
Let others answer.
Yeah, I think better way if you don't want to use RE framework, then I think so it's a better option to use a flowchart or flowchart or a state machine.
So can you add flowchart inside RE framework or not?
Yeah, yes, of course you can add a flowchart in RE framework.
Can you add a sequence in flowchart?
Yes, you can
Can
add
you
a sequence
add
also.
can you add a sequence? Can you add a flowchart inside a state?
Flowchart inside a state. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, everything is possible in any combination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So which
It
one is
depends.
based on?
It's all depends on your project requirement. You
Okay.
need to take a decision how to develop and what to use in your project and what could be the better for your requirements and project.
And how about integration with some UI framework? Like suppose if I want to integrate this thing with some any front end applications, is there any pre-built libraries or
Integrate means what? What you want to integrate with the website or UI?
suppose on click of some buttons, on UI side?
Okay. So there is an web recording. So you can use this web
No,
recording also.
the question was
Or
not that. So
yeah,
he's asking, like we have frameworks, right? Like
yeah.
Bootstrap and JavaScript and jQuery.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how can we integrate those in our UiPath? See, our idea is to not use any code, right? Without coding, with having very less code, we want to do it. And can we integrate JavaScript in UiPath? Yes, you can do that. Can you add VB code in your UiPath? Yes, you can do that. All you need is, can you just add JavaScript activity? Can you search
Yeah.
for JavaScript, Dhruvesh? Can you just check for script?
Yes,
See,
invoke VB script or JS
invoke
script.
VB script, inject JavaScript. The activities are available. Okay. All you need
And
is, why do you need to use that? Yeah, you're saying something, Dhruvesh?
yeah, one more the beauty of the UI path is you can create yours activity too. That these are the pre-built activity, but you also can create your own activity
Okay,
if you want to, and you can publish on the Nugget package manager.
excellent. So there are few activities or few packages that I have already published in orchestra in our UiPath marketplace, and even you too can do that.
Yeah.
If you want to create any specific activity, you too can do that, and it's very easy. Okay. So if you go to manage packages, click on manage packages. Let's see if we have something.
See.
Go to marketplace. So all these activities available here are custom activities built by someone.
Yeah.
Okay. So check for Microsoft. No. So search for Microsoft. So can you please scroll down once? There are specific activities for Microsoft Core Library. Okay, scroll down. Down. See all these activities. See, I said right. UiPath is built with .NET, and every library that's there in .NET, you can utilize that. Scroll down, please. Scroll down. More. Can you check with official? Yeah. Scroll down.
Microsoft.core.
Yes, I'm checking. Have you used that?
No.
Okay, check with Microsoft.core.
Should I
Check with core alone. Scroll down.
No, that's
Okay, you find it, leave it. But yes, see, this is what I'm saying. You can have all the packages available, and if you see the activities, okay, this is very interesting thing. Can you go to the project once? Project. We will have go to the top. There will be dependencies.
yeah.
See, Excel activities, system activities, UI activities. Every activity that you are using is also a package with set of activities. What if you delete one of it? Can you delete UI automation activities?
It will give me the error. This dependency. I think this happens yesterday. I think in chat someone shared the issue.
Correct.
So if there is any activity is missing, just you need to go to my package manager, manage packages, and just install it in your machine.
So most of them will have an issue with credential activity. So can you click on manage packages to use credential workflow? You need to use credential manager, UiPath credential manager.
But ideally, when you're deleting the dependencies, if that has been used by some other applications
This
within
one.
your
See, application automation will not be done with activities. It will be done with UI. But if you are integrating some code, then you will be using custom activities. See here, UiPath credential activities is a custom activity. Click on OK, save.
Yeah, I understand. But when we are removing the dependencies, it should not allow to remove, right? Because if it is something is being used by some other
No. See, dependencies can be removed, but it will throw an error stating that these are having issues.
Okay.
It will not. It will not warn you also to don't delete it because it's your requirement, right?
So can we
Okay.
get back those dependencies if they're deleted?
Yes, absolutely. So UI automation activities are deleted, right? So go to dependencies, manage packages.
See, we
UI
can see here that
exactly UI automation.
I think when it works through version controller, that may not be possible. It's real time, ideally.
No. Even with version control, we can use that.
Search in all packages.
UiPath function. Yes.
UI automation, I guess.
Okay, only.
Can you go to local or official? I think you can go into anything.
Yeah,
See here. And moreover, this UI automation packages will work with a studio that is above 20.10 or higher. Okay, that's the version of UiPath, not with package. Okay, hit on save and done. You will get all the activities back. Okay. We have last 1 minute to discuss. So let's go ahead and complete this meeting with a small feedback note. So anyone can come up and tell me what are the issues that you're facing and what need to be changed in tomorrow's session.
Actually, I've created this system login and sequence. I want to do that in a flow chart and I want to use that in RE framework. I want
Go
to
ahead. Go ahead and use it. But what I suggest is, because you need to complete project on time, follow the PDF and complete it first.
Okay.
Okay. Then you can do all your experiments.
Okay.
Because converting a file into sequence into a flowchart is very easy. You need not spend more time, or for that you need not allocate time.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Fine. I hope every training session is very interesting and it's completely new. I'm trying to make as interesting as possible with everyone getting involved in trying to make the discussions. So I want everyone to talk and say what's there and communicate properly. That's the main agenda of these conversations. Okay, so I'm stopping the screen share and stopping the recording as well. So any other questions?